So hello guys, hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, GeoCAD Chronicles. For our series of QGIS for beginners. So for today we are going to look at symbolizing what? Polygons. So you can see these are my polygons here. These are my polygons, so I think we can see them here. These are my polygons that we are going to be working with for today. So to begin with, go to my layer for polygon, this one, right click and then properties. So under properties, information source, then symbology. So for now, symbology, for now we are going to look at a single symbol. As we can see, we have a lot here, though our interest is here as of now, single symbol. So when we select that, we can see that down here we have some symbols by default, which are already there. It's a matter of us selecting which one we want. Let me select this, then we say apply. We can see that it changes, then we say apply. Select that, then apply. Select that, then apply. We see that they are changing. Select this, then we apply. Select this, apply. So they are changing, as we can see. So our interest, so these were all symbols. So I can select to have colorful symbols only. Which are these? I can also select to have grayscale symbols, which are these, and to also have showcase only, which are these, and to also have what we call topography symbols, which are these. So let me go back to our symbols. I choose this. So we have seen how to select those few symbols. Now if you want to customize your symbol the way you want, if you check here and that symbol is not there, you can customize it. So what we do, we come to these two. As you can see, when I click on simple fill and graduated fill, our details down there change. So when we go to simple fill, actually this is the simple fill we have. We only have a stroke color and the fill color. So we can change the fill color to something like green. Then we say apply. We also change the stroke color to something like green. Then okay, then apply. Sorry, I also have to change this. So though you have seen that the stroke has changed, so even the graduated symbol, we can change it to green still. We say okay, then green still. So okay, and so though let me go back to this simple fill. So for simple fill, if I want to change it, we see that we have symbol layer type here. I can choose to change this into N I want. Can choose to have a centroid there. When I have a centroid there, we see we remain with the graduated fill, then the simple fill on top. So this is the way these things are arranged, that's the way they are going to be put. So if I move this up here and I say apply, our point won't be seen because the centroid fill is below the graduated fill. So if I want to make the centroid fill visible, I have to make the graduated fill move below the centroid fill. So we are in centroid fill. So even in centroid fill, I can go to my marker here and I customize the mark I want to use. If the mark I want to use is not under this, let me say this. If it's not that, I can still go to simple marker here, and under simple marker here, under what symbol line type, I can choose to have any symbol I want from the SVG marker. So in the SVG marker, we know we have a lot of symbols there. I can choose to have this, say apply. So if it is not visible enough, I can increase its width and height. And I say apply. So we can see that it is visible. So in the same way, when we go back to our centroid fill here, symbol layer type, we can change it to graduated fill still, and then we leave out the other one. So for graduated fill, we have a 2-color ramp and a 2-color and a color ramp. So for the 2-color, basically we select one color up, let this be yellow, something like that, and then this one, let it be, can I choose red, magenta, okay, something close to magenta, something like that. Then I say apply. So we can see that it has changed. Though this graduated fill is now for the back, so I can easily remove this, say subtract. If not, I add it there, I add another fill there. I move this below, simple fill, I move it below. So you get, we have it here. Well, this was a graduated symbol. So now to change it back to graduated symbol, I click on this, I go to graduated fill. So I have it again, there's my graduated. So you can easily add many fields here as you want, as long as you can manage to customize them by just clicking on the add button here, and you can easily remove them by clicking the sub button here, the remove button, and click on the layer, then you click that. So this is the 2-color. Then we have the color ramp here. For the color ramp, this color ramp is of two colors still, so we can choose to edit the color ramp. So we can see that our color ramp is in the type of what? Continuous. So I can have it in discrete form. So when I have it in that discrete form, I say okay, I say apply. So we can see that there is some change. Though if I'm not interested in this color ramp, I click on this arrow here. There are a lot of color ramps here, and we also have this all color ramps. You can easily choose from these. Let me select this and say apply. So we can see that it has changed a bit. Click that all color ramps. We can also go to this. I say apply. So we can see that it has changed. Though if I'm not interested in this, we have other color ramps here. I click here, this arrow, go to create new color ramp. When you click on this, we have graduated, so we have already seen that. We also have category CPT stroke set. So if we choose this catalog, CPT setting, sorry, yeah, that's it. When we click on it, we'll see that all these here are color ramps. We have all color ramps here, all ramps here. There are 1,152 ramps in total. And though you can easily go to a specific directory for the color ramp, you just need to know what you are working with. In case I'm working with topography, I can just choose this topography. In case I'm working with temperatures, I choose temperatures. We can see temperature, Celsius, temperature. Among these, I can easily select that. I say okay, I say apply. We can see. Then come back to this arrow here, create color ramp, catalog, then okay. In case I'm working with bathymetry, blues, we can have the blues, this code, diverging here. For diverging, we have some other categories within them. We have the greens, we have grays, we have the QGIS, these are for QGIS. We have the precipitations, so we have the reds here, have temperatures, topography, we have topography, bathymetry, we have top of the C3G palettes, we have CPT palettes, GeoCAD palettes, GPF palettes, ink, map, palettes, PG, PSP, QGIS palettes, SVG palettes, we have the transparency palettes. So with this, you can knowing what you are working with. So if I'm working with, let me see, temperatures, I choose any of these, I choose that, say that, I say apply. So basically that's how you work with ramps. So still there on my graduated field, under symbol layer type, I can have a line pattern there. I can have a line pattern there, this line pattern. So we see that the line pattern here now previews yellow. If I don't want it in yellow, I choose the line here, I click on this line. So under line, I can easily customize my color to green. Let's say, I say apply. Though these are the lines that by default they are giving me. So in case I'm not okay with those lines they are giving me, I go to simple line. So under simple line, I can have my line. I can change the nature of my line here. This dotted. So under simple line, still I can have it as a raster, as a marker line, line bus referencing, interpolated line. So to have this to green, as Aria said. So I can apply, we see interpolated line. If I'm not okay with that, I can go to hashed line. Hashed lines, I have the hashed vertical and hashed horizontal. So I mean the hashed lines are vertical, so I can choose them to be horizontal. So under hashed line, if I'm not okay with the nature of the hashed lines, still I go to the line maker at the simple line and I change the nature of my hashed lines. So with that, then I say apply. So you can see that it is here. So if I'm not okay with this line here, I can choose to have them as arrows. Feed lines, sorry. So I can choose to have them as arrows, then I say apply, so we can see they have been turned into arrows. So now for the the directions. These are vertical. They are vertical, so if you want, you can change their direction. So you can rotate them here to, let me say, 50 degrees. Then I say apply, so we can see that the arrows have changed. So now going back to my line pattern fill under symbol layer type, I can choose to have point patterns. Then I say apply. So we have some few points here, as we can see. So if I'm not okay with that point pattern fill, I can have a random marker. Still we have a point count of 10. We can reduce it or increase it. Let me put it 23. We can see that I've populated it with points. I can also reduce it to something like 7, like that. So under still random point marker, still I go to this raster image. I can choose to have a raster in there. On an image, a raster as an image and an image of your liking. I choose that. I say apply. So we see that we have our image there fitted in well. So if I don't like that, I click also here, SVG fill. I choose any of these. Mostly I prefer to use this because it has some bright colors. So when I click this, I say apply. So when I click this, let's see fill. I don't know where the fill. So let me click this. Then we change its color to that, and the fill to that. Then we increase and we say apply. It's there but it's not visible. Don't know why. I get. So the issue was with the texture width. So you can also choose to have this. When we have this, we say apply. We can choose as well to have arrows. We choose that, we say apply. So I think, guys, we can see that there are a lot of ways to customize our symbology in here. So, and if I'm not interested with that, I click on SVG fill, I click on symbol layer type SVG, click on that, I say apply. You can also change this. I have the color ramps as well. These are the two color ramps I can have. I go to create new color ramp catalog. Sorry, let me show the blues. I say okay, and then we can have that. There are a lot of ways we can customize our symbology in QGIS. So we go back to our simple fill. That was the first thing we began with. We have our outline arrows. We have this as our niche of arrow. So we say apply. So these arrows have been curved. These are curved arrows, so we can choose to uncurve them. Repeat arrow on each segment or not. So when I click that off, we don't see anything. So we have to select this and then we say apply. So then we can see that our arrows are along our segments. Though we can have them curved, then we say curve the arrows, and then we have that We can also choose to change this feed line, which are going to be the boundary of our segments. We can see along our segments. We can also choose to have hashed lines, and those are the hashed lines we have, which are these. We can customize them, we can rotate them, we can increase their length, offset them, among others. So we can also choose to have interpolated lines, and that ones. Most of these outlines, so we can choose to have that. So basically, on a simple basis, that's how we can customize our symbology. Much as I have been only focused on this fastest fill, we can also symbolize, change the second one. If we are not interested in that, we just remove them. So it's a matter of coming here, you select the N I want to start with. Let me say this, and then I start making changes to this. The simple fill, can change my simple fill to okay, I can leave the simple fill there. Then I change the line palette's angle. This has been rotated to something like that. The simple fill, so the simple fill is up. I'm not able to see these lines here, so I can just remove it, and I see all of these. You get so this. Then now I don't have the outline for the segments. So for the outline for the segment, I can just add in a simple fill here, and then the simple fill here, and then okay, let me leave it as a simple fill. Then I move it, I endeavor to move it down. So we can see that I've moved it down. So for the fill color, I can decide to have it all to white. Then I say okay, then I say apply. So we can see that it has gone back to the way it was. So it's just a matter of playing with this, knowing how to play with it. So if I'm not interested in all of those, I can go back to my field here. I choose another one. I choose this is a simple line maker. So go to this simple line here, and the simple line. Simple fill, I go to simple fill, I fill it like this. I have a blue, I have a red, so I can add in something like that. Then it's at the bottom here. So if it is at the bottom, I want to put something on top of it. I click the one which is on top. I go to symbol layer type here. Under symbol layer type, I can choose to have a symbol there. So I choose to have symbols there, the SVG fields. So I can choose to have my QGIS symbols there. I say apply. So we can see, though the symbols textures size is big, I can reduce it. So I can have it something like that. So if I'm not okay with that, we can also change this simple. Then I go to point pattern fill. I choose point pattern fill. Point pattern fill here. So I choose the point maker. So under point makers, markers here, I can choose to have this. Then I say apply. So we can see that it is here. So if I'm not okay with this, I go back to this. I can choose to have this as the outline as green, and then which is that okay. Then the stroke width, I can choose to reduce it, and then I say okay. Then I say apply. It's taking some good time, so it's here. Then I go back to my point pattern view. I have the horizontal distance and the vertical distance. I can reduce these. Reduce these to 10. I can also reduce this to 10. So I say apply. So we can see that it has changed a bit. So I can also change these markers here, the way these markers are made. We say I have two stars here. I have this one, I have this. If you can look clearly, there are two stars here rotated in different ways. So we can easily change those. So one is rotated at 36 degrees, the other one is not rotated, we can see. So I can choose this, and then I turn it into this, then I say apply. So our symbol here changes, we can see. So let me move this down. So we say apply. So we can see that our symbol here has changed a bit. So guys, allow me stop here. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and for any questions leave them in the comment sections. So